It's throwing me off a little. Why am I on that side, but I'm on this side? Did you do that on purpose? You don't have to switch.
No,
I'm in here today, ladies and gentlemen.
I got instructions on how to make so things weren't backwards.
Oh, I got you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm in here for a couple of reasons, quite frankly.
Okay.
One is my appearances on Facebook Live and After the Drill are much more popular than Dan's appearances.
It's a ratings bonanza.
But whatever. I mean, I'm not here to toot my own horn. But secondly, and more importantly, Beef and Dan are very, very much like this today.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I thought he was very.
I thought we were getting along well.
I thought he was very
negative.
hurtful towards you. Yeah. I thought you were very sensitive about the hurt. Yeah. I am stuck in the middle having to deal with both of you. But it's real. I mean, the tension here can be real.
Wow. That's a 2-for-1. Jennifer and Matt, both big fans.
Oh.
When Jeffro joins After the
See?
Drill. Thank you.
Go. That's what I tried to say.
Just glad you're here.
Please don't ever tell Dan that or tweet him or any of the other social media forums that I choose to abstain from. You know, it's called, you know what you call that? That's career preservation is what that is.
There is that. Now, I'm glad you're here, Jeff, because it's the hot talker today.
Tuesday. Is that working? Do you feel that? Last week it was what, Beef? What was last week's Tuesday?
Last week was Life is Hard.
Life is hard. Get used to it. Quit complaining. It's not supposed to be easy. And today's Tuesday.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. We don't have to add 14 layers to an observation in order to get to a hot take or anything else.
Well, in the spirit of it is what it is. Since you have the ticket,
I do have the ticket. I watch a lot of the league association. We call
it. Anthony Davis wants to be a Laker.
Mm-hmm.
That's clear.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like by hook or by crook, that's what's going to happen.
You do.
And I guess remember when at the beginning of the season we questioned the motives in LA, and was LeBron going to just ship a season in his prime to wait and try to lure guys? And, we couldn't believe it then, and I still can't believe it now, that he won't find a way to get this done.
I won't find. I think that at some point, I'm going to say this, and I understand that it comes with a tint of scandal. The league needs to do right by LeBron and give him Anthony Davis. I do. The league needs to make. The league squashed Kobe and the Chris Paul efforts. It ended up saving, by the way, the Lakers' titles they may not have won.
Correct.
But they need to do right and get this Anthony Davis thing pushed through to. I mean, they sit and allow Golden State to acquire every All-Star piece, in the Western Conference without little said. So I'm trying to, I'm going to say that the league needs to even instigate this trade, shape the trade, feed the trade to LA. That's what we want. I want to see as a sports fan. LeBron and Anthony Davis paired together the next 3 years of LeBron's contract here. I don't want to see LeBron continue to work with the Seven Dwarfs with Sneezy and Dopey and,
they're not
and Doc.
They're not good.
They're not. It wasn't good enough in Cleveland. It's a letdown. What happened in New York City headlines?
That's a Dan Hicken bit. You're going to have to wait for Dan's here.
We said some very untoward things in New York City headlines a couple of times ago, and perhaps it's on suspension. But it could be back.
That's a fair point. One of the Googans said ESPN really needs this to happen because they don't talk about LeBron enough. That's fair.
I don't care what I'm talking about. Why I understand that you get tired of Tom Brady or LeBron James. I do. I get that. Doesn't mean you don't want to watch them.
Right.
When the Western Conference Finals roll around, I want to watch LeBron and Anthony Davis take on the Golden State, not James Harden and Chris Paul.
Right.
That's just me.
Right. I'd like to see the Lakers make a run at it.
More Jeff, less Stan on After the Draw. I tried to tell you that was the prevailing sentiment.
Yeah, and Steve brings up a good point. The NBA needs the Lakers to be good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Throw the Lakers and LeBron.
For the league.
And, the black hole in all this and the mystery is the New York and how the Knicks in my lifetime have never been able to fashion together a dominant team. They tried with Ewing, and they were good, but they were never good enough to beat the Bulls until Michael went bye-bye. And
they were competitive, and it was that.
Did they get swept in that?
No, that finals went 7 with Houston. But it
Because
was
they
like the
swept
worst.
the Magic.
It was like the worst 7-game finals.
Yeah, it was no good.
It was
All the
no
games
good.
were like 82-79.
Yeah, crappy 7-game finals.
I mean, there's one big story in the NBA, and that's the Atlanta Hawks and their resurgence.
True.
A 6-game road trip with a bunch of kids 15 years old. They just went 3-3. The future is what I call Trae Young. Is there an athlete with the nickname The Future?
I don't know. Let's give
Have
it
you
to
ever
him.
heard that before? I'm going to give it because I've taken to calling Trae Young The Future. Although The Future last night just 10 points and 10 rebounds.
That's
10
not right.
assists.
Now, I did see that there's at least a concession prize for LA. I get notifications on my phone as they pertain to my favorite teams. I'm sure you get the same. Said that the Lakers could be interested in Jabari Parker as a fallback option should they not get Anthony Davis.
You're not big on Jabari Parker.
I hated the signing when
You
they
know
made
who's
it.
playing good right now for New Orleans while Davis is out? Jaleel Okafor.
Yeah, he's playing really well.
He's kind of cray-cray, though.
He's a little cray-cray, but I saw several tweets when he was having a big game a few nights ago kind of saying, good for him because he never really reached that potential, so good for him to show a little bit of it because he struggled mightily.
Well, and he has, in fairness, he had some off-court stuff, too, that makes you not want to keep him if you're the Sixers.
How can the Knicks be so bad for so long? His name is James Dolan.
Oof, the owner.
Yeah, he is a nightmare.
That's
I know
fair.
it because I am a fan of a team who also has a nightmare owner. We just happen to back into Michael Jordan for 14 years.
I have the future.
You do have.
We also got into a little bit of a conversation today about what does Jag fan want at the quarterback position?
Right.
Would you because you're not getting Nick Foles and a first-round rookie.
Right.
So we keep using the term Haskins, but if you're partial to Drew Lock or Kyler Murray, would you rather have a journeyman Bridge, Tyrod Taylor, or a Joe Flacco, or a Ryan Tannehill if he's released, and draft Haskins number 7 overall, or would you rather have Nick Foles?
For me, I'd rather have a bridge guy and draft a Haskins type.
Oh, the bosses are watching.
Tony the Creek's watching. Tony, love you.
What is this? Did the neighbor find the bunny? You guys remember everything.
That's amazing.
That's kind of a sore subject. We're kind of scared to go across and ask. So
they are a Russian mob.
I think that maybe they didn't find the bunny, and while they acted like they were caring about the bunny, I think they really wanted the bunny to go bye-bye all along. That's my guess. But maybe I can do a little recon on the bunny. And for people that are missing, it was over Christmas break.
Oh, such a great story, too.
It's unbelievable. So we're on Christmas break, and we get a call. Oh no, we come outside. My son comes in and he's like, "Yeah, there's a white rabbit out in the car and out in the yard." And I'm like, "Oh my God, he's discovered acid." What drugs are we on here?
Right.
But I go out and sure enough, there is a bunny. Obviously, it's not a wild rabbit, and we do a little. I send Mrs. P on some recon. She goes around the neighborhood. She figures out who it might belong to. It belongs to the people across the street. The family's in Russia for the holiday.
Right.
This neighbor, who is friends with the Russian family, says, "Well, I'll text her." So we expect them to call and give us some sort of instruction on what to do with the rabbit. Because it's not, look, if you pick up a stray dog or cat, you know how to keep that.
Right.
You can't keep a rabbit, dude. That's a different animal,
if
literally.
you haven't, engaged a rabbit, you don't have, rabbit skills.
Or let's forget the skill. You don't have the place to keep it. A dog, you put it in the backyard. Okay?
Rabbits need, a special pan and...
Well, they have different things.
Yeah.
So, we keep the rabbit the first night. I found an old pet carrier. I put the rabbit in. The rabbit, by the way, they do not. They talk about procreating. Rabbits do nothing but poop. That's all rabbits do. So anyway, I get up the next day, which is already middle of the day. It's a fine time in Russia. We don't hear back from the family. So then I'm like, well, I'm not going to keep this for a week. So I take the rabbit across the street to where the family lives, and I notice in the back they've got this big outdoor pen. Well, I put it in there.
Sure.
I checked on it a couple times the rest of the day, and then I forgot all about it. Well, then, fast forward 4 or 5 days later, the Ruskies, I like to call them, show up. They're very nice people, by the way. But the Russians show up, and the lady calls asking, could she come get the rabbit? And I'm thinking, well, what the hell, man? We expect to keep the rabbit for a week. Right. Feel free to give us a text or a call. Give me some
rabbit sitting.
Give me some instruction. What do I do with the rabbit? And so, but to answer your question, I have not, in fairness, I don't know if I ever spoke to them before Rabbitgate, and I probably won't talk to them after Rabbitgate. and I never knew they even had a rabbit until it ended up in my front yard. So if the rabbit's over there, I don't know. But I'm not going to go ask.
It was an incredible tale.
Thank you. Rabbit tails, we call it.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
But yes, my preference would be to find one of the high-end first-round guys. And I get it; they're probably not as sexy as the guys last year, and probably not as sexy as the guys coming out next year. But I personally really like Dwayne Haskins, and I would like to see the Jags get him. I don't think they can get him to stay and put at 7 though, so that adds another wrinkle. But yeah, I mean, if they
might can. We're still early here, right? Let's get to the combine and pro days. Now, typically,
Right.
quarterbacks rise, don't fall, and if they do fall, you're in trouble. I think the lowest a quarterback has gone, in the last 8-10 years was E.J. Manuel was the first quarterback taken at number 16, and we see why, right? We see how that worked out. So if your guy does fall to the middle, then he's probably not good enough.
That's good. I don't know if Tim is being serious or not. He says Haskins in trade for Blaine Gabbert.
Well, I mean, we've kind of been down the Blaine train already. I would prefer
Yeah, we
to
rode
take
the
a different
Blaine
track, but Blaine Gabbert isn't as terrible as he was here.
No, but if
That you can say.
No, but I mean, if you're going to get Blaine Gabbert, you might as well get the guy you talked about yesterday, where you don't have to trade for him, and that's Ryan Tannehill.
Well, Tannehill's better than Gabbert too.
Correct.
That's not even close.
Yeah.
I think for all parties involved, it would be best if Gabbert and the Jags don't reunite.
Yeah, I don't think Gabbert would want.
All
that.
right, and the other big thing that we're just still digesting is my man Beef here is for the first time as an adult going to go to Disney World this weekend.
Taking the petite.
Are you intimidated at all? Have you already been online and searched out like all the parking and everything that you have to do?
I feel good. I feel good.
Now, what is the petite filet going to do when you guys? Is he aware of
He
the
does
fact
not
that there is a Disney World?
He knows that there is. He calls it Disney World.
Does he know anything about it though? Does he know the specifics that it's a big park, or he's just because at 4 you don't
Yeah.
really have the
I'm not sure what all he
concepts
knows.
that we think?
I'm not sure what all he knows.
Is he a Disney?
He does love
fan?
the Disney stuff.
He does.
Yeah.
What's his favorite Disney character? Does he have one, or favorite Disney movie? Has Disney put out any movies in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
They keep churning them out?
Yeah.
I used to love the Disney movies when my kids were Disney movie age.
Well, now in Disney they kind of with.
It's true about Hacker. Hacker was like a Gold
that's
Club
a
member
different
down
story,
there.
right? Yeah. Hacker shows up and
But he also can't ride a bike.
Hey!
Yeah, you also can't ride a bike, so.
Now Disney pairs up with like the Pixar too, so it's like they put out Disney movies, they put out Pixar movies.
But to me, a Disney movie
Right.
is like Aladdin or
Yeah,
Lion
he actually
King.
just watched Aladdin the other day.
I wasn't big on Aladdin.
He really likes the Frozen. He loves the Incredibles. So yeah, he's
Don't go. Just
Don't go.
It's terrible, and he won't remember. No, he'll remember. He's 4.
he's 4.
He's not a little kid. 4, you remember.
4 will remember.
4, it'll be exciting. 3 earlier than that, you're right. They won't remember.
Right.
Mrs. P and I made that godforsaken, ridiculously stupid decision. But here's a little known
Babies down
secret. Back when my kids were little, Disney had a policy that if you were in the media, they gave you like 4 tickets a year.
Right.
So if we had paid for it, I wouldn't have done it.
I may have taken advantage of this policy.
Oh, you did too?
Although it's 2 now.
Okay, well, anyway, but my point is, we made the mistake. Mrs. P, God bless her, was carrying. Because my kids, or the twins came, and then my daughter was like 17 months after. So the boys couldn't have been but just barely over 1. They were in strollers and walking, and she was, 6 months pregnant,
Right.
and we went to Disney. How dumb is that?
Now Mrs. Beef is 5 and change pregnant, and the petite's 4.5. So we're gonna
Well, you're kind of the same thing, but 4 is much different.
Yeah.
We had 1, dude.
No, we're gonna slow and steady.
Sometimes,
this
and
thing,
they don't remember that.
Do you know
how many times my kids have been to Disney? Dude?
Mom-
They don't remember any of them.
Mrs. Beef, I think, plans to be like mom on the bench a few times while I take the lad off some.
I don't hate Disney.
No,
I mean, some people can't stand Disney.
yeah, no, I don't hate Disney.
But I'm not.
I don't quite understand grown adults without children who go there 7 times a year. That I don't understand.
Well, that's kind of you. That in a way,
That's
there
a
you're
different
saying that
story.
you don't like Hacker is what you're saying. That's what that was.
I know several adult
Yeah.
Disney business.
I know, but you know what? I'm sure there are some adults that can't understand why anyone would go to 8 football games here either.
That's
I
fair.
I mean, some people like that.
Look, whatever
stuff.
makes you happy.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Live your
Just
life.
keep your clothes on while you're there.
Right.
I had one other Disney thing, but I can't remember what it was, so it must not be that.
Here's your
engaging.
$18 burger and your $8 Coke.
That's true
Correct.
too. But aren't you allowed to take your food in too, though?
I think you might be able to bring in some outside food.
I think we should just load up, man, a backpack
Yeah.
full of sandwiches, and
Yes.
he'll remember.
I did download the WDW app We're already on it, man.
I know you would do that.
Yeah,
Sure.
we're good. Yeah,
These people, I mean,
I appreciate the tips.
the FB Livers are experts on
They're
it.
experts, man. Well, they all rush in for pros time.
I will say this: we only got, what are we at? This 16 is not. That's not good enough for me.
That's a
16.
low number for us.
I'm out of here.
All right. On that note, Googans. Bye, Jeff. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's hump day. You know what that means. Get Smart John. There it is. And brunch with the tour. Love you, Googans.